Hey there, Anna McKinlay here. Thank you so much for joining me today. This video is part of a series of short videos that I've put together on happiness, how we can have more of it so that we can not only enjoy life more, but also accomplish more in life. So in this one, I really want to dive a little bit into the idea of the present. How can we make the most of it? I want to start by sharing with you a quote. You might have heard this one before. It goes like this: yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. That is why we call it the present. So in this short video, I want to focus on how you can make the most of that gift that we have in each present moment. And in particular, the value of being truly present in the present and how we can accomplish that. So let's start very briefly by talking about, well, what is the present moment really? Most of us often don't think about this. Over the years, I've asked many people this question, and you'd be surprised at how many different answers I get. I heard someone once describe the present moment as the edge of the future. What a cool definition that is. That actually gets us a little bit off point, because actually, if you think about it, the present moment, the moment that we're living in, is all we have. It is. As the quote itself said, yesterday is history. It's done. We can't change it. All we can do is take the richness of learning and the good experience and use that as leverage, as fuel, as things that can help us to move forward in life. The future is not set. The future is a mystery. And in fact, to paraphrase John Wooden, we create tomorrow, we create our future through what it is that we do today. So really, our only moment of power is the present moment. And in fact, that's my definition of the present. From my perspective, the present moment is our only moment of power, and it is, in fact, our life. Because, hey, think about it. What is our life if not just simply a series of moments strung together like the beads on a necklace, hopefully a very long necklace? Our life is just a series of now moments. So the quality of each of those moments is what makes up the quality of our entire life. And our ability to really engage in those moments, really engage in them and make the most of them, ultimately is what determines our quality of life, our ability to enjoy life, and how much we accomplish in our life. Are you with me so far? And look, the exciting thing here is that actually, if you think about it, each moment is a blank slate. Because if we engage with our present moment and learn how to really use the power of the now, in each moment we get to choose where to put our attention, where to put our focus, what to think and what to do. And it's that choice that cumulatively determines everything else in life, right? The problem is that for most human beings, we kind of miss that opportunity. And so we miss out on the gift that is the present. Let me unpack that a little bit for you. Most of us, human beings, because we've got this amazing brain which has this capacity to travel time. We can look back into the past, we can review things, we can relive moments, we can go over and over and over things that we've done. We can look into the future and plan and think about what might happen and what might not happen. And actually what we tend to do is a lot of both of those things. Most of us human beings spend a big chunk of our time either thinking about the past or reliving it, or looking towards the future. In fact, often worrying about the future, thinking about what's my next task on my list, what's going to happen in this meeting. The boss has asked to talk to me. What's about that? I'm worrying about it. Just planning out, what am I going to cook for dinner, or what are my tasks for tomorrow, or even thinking ahead to the broader future, and the uncertainty around what's going to happen towards the end of 2020 and looking towards 2021. For most of us, when we look to the past or to the future, we often do this from a negative perspective, reliving failures. OMG, what did I say that for? What did I do that for? What will people think about it? Or worrying about things into the future, things that may not work out as we wish, or ruminating over worst case scenarios and what ifs. So when we're doing that, not only are we not actually present with the moment and not making the most of our now, our mind is often a completely different dimension, but we're also bringing negative emotion into our experience as well. So it reduces the quality of our lives, our ability to enjoy life, and also reduces how much we're able to accomplish because we're not even present with what we're doing and the opportunities that we have right now. And by fostering problems and worries, many of which are never going to happen, we're bringing down our emotional resilience as well. So sound like something you'd like to fix? In fact, ask yourself, is that something that resonates with you at all? Or do you know other people who get stuck in these patterns? Because this does tend to affect most of us to a greater or lesser extent. Now, Eckhart Tolle, you may have heard of, he wrote a book called The Power of Now. And he had some very interesting things to say about this now moment. And one of the things there that I'd really love to share with you right now is a beacon of hope. No matter what's happened in the past or what problems we have that might be looming in our future that we might be tending to worry about. If we are able to keep ourselves focused in the now, we always have the resources and the capacity to handle the present moment, this moment right now. In fact, Eckhart Tolle goes so far as to say that really there are no problems in the present. If you think about it, our problems only exist in the future, whether it's the future 30 seconds away or 5 minutes away or an hour away or even 6 months away. So if we can keep our attention focused in the now, those problems can dissipate to a large extent. While we may not have the resources and the capacity to handle the future, the great news is that that actually doesn't matter. You've heard the saying, tomorrow never comes. The future, the stuff that's looking in the future, is never actually going to take place because we only ever live in the now. When the future gets here, it's going to be the now. It's going to be your present. And we always have the capacity to handle that in the moment, right? I know this takes a little bit of getting your head around, but it's an incredibly powerful concept. But I'll just summarize. Tomorrow never comes. So instead of worrying about tomorrow, focus on the now, on the present moment, because right now you have the capacity and the resources and the ability to handle the moment you're living right now. With the added bonus that if you focus on the now, you can really make the most of it. So, getting a little bit esoteric, I'm going to bring it down to the practical. How do we do this? How do we stay focused and present in the now so that we can reduce our worry, so that we can reduce our anxiety, so that we can boost our happiness, and so that we can accomplish more? Is that a question you'd like the answer to? Well, it basically comes down to practicing presence. This is a skill. I think of it as like building a muscle, a skill that the more we practice it, the better we get at it. The more we practice being present in the now, the more we become kind of more naturally inclined to be present in the now. Bearing in mind that most of us human beings are basically, our default setting is to be in the past and the future. So every little bit of presence that we can practice in our lives is going to improve things for us. So how do we do this? There are a number of ways. I'm going to share with you some simple techniques. One, which I love and I've been practicing for years and is really simple to put in place, is one I call catching your focus. It's really, really a simple technique. It's about checking in with yourself regularly from time to time and just noticing where your focus is. Is your mind focused on the present moment, what's right in front of you? Or is it off thinking about the past or looking to the future? Because as soon as you notice where your focus is, even just by noticing it, you're actually being present. Well done, right? So take a moment now and ask yourself, where is my focus? Am I focused on listening to this video, or is my mind thinking about my next task or reviewing the thing that I did 5 minutes ago or something else, right? If your focus is elsewhere, bring it back to the task at hand. If you're going to listen to this video, listen to it, right? If not, that's fine too, but whichever one, do it with focus. So we notice where our focus is, we bring our focus back to the present moment. And that's it. The key thing is to do it consistently. Just like building up a muscle, it takes time and repetition to be good at being aware of where our mind is focused, past, future, or present moment. So this is best done regularly at intervals during the day. I have a little practice that I do once every couple of hours, which includes noticing where my focus is and bringing it back in line. I actually set an alarm for myself to remind myself to do it. So that's one approach to doing this. Each time you switch a task, you can check your focus and so on. Find an approach that works for you to help you remember to do this regularly throughout the day. And the key thing is it's all about repetition and practice. It's about doing this consistently, actually committing to yourself to do this consistently for a period of time. I'd recommend at least for a month to get started. That's right, at least 1 month to get started, so that you can get some consistency and basically train your brain to be aware of where your focus is. So that's one practical technique. Another approach, which is becoming more and more mainstream these days, is the practice of mindfulness. Mindfulness is essentially about training our awareness to be fully on the experience of the present moment. Now, a subset of that is mindfulness meditation, which you might have heard of, which is a form of meditation, which is about, again, training ourselves to be mindful, to be present in the moment. And if we practice mindfulness meditation, it helps us to become more predisposed to being mindful in how we live our lives moment by moment. In other words, it helps us being good at being present in the present. So there are a number, in fact, if you want to practice mindfulness meditation, there are a number of different approaches and tons of apps on the internet. All you need to do is Google mindfulness meditation techniques or mindfulness meditation app. The two primary techniques that you'll come across are basically designed to help us use our body as an anchor to the present moment. Because although our mind wanders off all over the place, past, future, as well as the now, our body is always in the present moment. So it is like an anchor for us. So through what's called a body scan approach, we can actually bring our mind into the present by focusing our attention on different parts of our body in the sequence. Maybe stopping with the top of our head, our neck, our shoulders, our arms, our hands, our torso, our legs, our feet. Simply focusing our attention and noticing how that part of our body feels in the moment. Just noticing it, being aware, not judging in any way, just observing objectively and with a little bit of curiosity. How does that part of my body feel? And by walking through that sequence, it helps to bring our attention and our mind really into the experience of the now through the kinesthetic, through the feeling of our body and our senses. Another way to use the body as an anchor to the present moment is through focusing on our breath. So meditation around breath would simply be around training our focus on the feeling of breathing in and the feeling of breathing out. Sometimes to help keep that focus, you can add in counting the breaths up to 10, 1 to 10, and then starting at 1 again. So that helps us to keep our focus again on a very essential part of our body in this moment of time, which is our breathing. Now, those are approaches which can be used as a form of meditation, but guess what? You can actually use both of these techniques, the body scan technique and the breath focus, as also really quick refocusing techniques that you can work into your daily routine, your daily practice to help you refocus in the moment. If you find that your attention is drifting or that your concentration is drifting or that your mind is wandering, then you can use either one of these techniques to recenter yourself. It only takes a couple of minutes. It might be simply by taking a few deep breaths and just really focusing on the experience of breathing. It might be taking by a moment just simply to center your attention on the different parts of your body, head, neck, torso, arms, hands, etc., and just noticing how that feels. and just feeling what it's like to be in your body in this moment. With a bit of practice, we can do that very, very quickly, and it is a great way to recenter. And you can combine those with the catching your focus technique that I shared before. So look, there are some approaches that we can use. My simplest suggestion to you is that if practicing some kind of mindfulness is not already part of your daily routine, it's a great thing to add in, because by being more present in the present, we experience the present moment more. We're able to appreciate the present moment more. And in fact, over the coming weeks, I'll share with you some specific techniques you can use if once we're present in the moment to increase your level of happiness and actually increase as well our level of productivity and engagement. But we've got to start by actually being in the present moment. So I hope that this has served you. What I recommend is simply take one of the approaches that I've shared with you and start playing with that if this is not already part of your daily practice. And I'd love to hear what your insights are from what I've shared with you in this video today. So scroll down now and share your thoughts in the comments below. Again, thank you for joining me. I hope this has served you, and I'll see you in another video soon. Bye for now.